So I am not going to be able to guarantee that we do a full modern era run to end this, let alone the idea of, and again, I love the idea of also doing a WNBA run. Magic versus Bird, chat 1. Jordan era, chat 1. Kobe era, chat 1. LeBron era, chat 1. Steph era, chat 1. But the modern era, I am intrigued to know what the circumstances would be if indeed we were to start this and I'd be able to dedicate the time to finish it, which I can't speak with certainty again because of how just crazy my schedule is for this next week. But I do want to go through. Shout out to JoJo Chunks. What a name. What a name. I do want to go through and see what this would look like, specifically what teams we would end up with for the modern era. Now, the last time we did a modern era, I am pretty sure that, yeah, we started off with expansion rosters. I wouldn't necessarily want to do that this time. I'm okay to see how different it would end up being. God, the NBA Cup is fucking stupid. That's right. I said it. The NBA Cup is fucking stupid. And I hate it. But theoretically, because we could just use the 2K roster for this one as opposed to a user. Actually, what would be the purpose of a user-created roster? Updated ratings and gear. Cyber faces added. All 200-plus players in free agency. The rappers and celebs roster. That's awesome. I don't know. The updated rosters and gear could probably go for that one. People would find anything to complain about roster-wise. I don't know. Let's just pick this one and see what's up. Why not? Why not? Now, in terms of moving any teams, I don't think we'd have to worry about that one. I also didn't pick any teams yet, but yeah, like I said, I want to see that. You mean you don't want to win the cup and pretend like it's a success like the Lakers did? You know, I really don't. I really don't. I have more self-respect for myself than to do that. But, you know, for the Lakers, you do what you got to do nowadays. You know? You do what you got to do nowadays. All right, let's see. So if we were to automate this, as we always do, let's just go down to the bottom. Summer League, staff signing, staff retirements, redraft workouts, all of that is good. Players, G League, draft class quality can be on 50 because we're kind of at that point already, which is funny. But in theory, if we were to be able to commit to the full modern era, let's take a look at what teams would be on the wheel and who we would end up with in this timeline. So looking at these rosters, of course, we start off with the Philadelphia 76ers, who did make the playoffs in the NBA last year, so neither side would be picking them at this time. It is still weird to see Paul George as a Sixer. There would, of course, be the Milwaukee Bucks, who very much made the playoffs last year. So, again, wouldn't be eligible. Still a pretty damn strong starting roster, at least at the high end. The Chicago Bulls did, in fact, make the playoffs last year. So, there would be, at least the play-in round. Yeah, there would be no Chicago, and as it is, I used the Bulls 30 years ago. So, yeah, they wouldn't be there. The Cleveland Cavaliers made the playoffs last year as well, so that would eliminate them. Play-in counts? Yeah, I'd say play-in counts. There's enough teams that don't make it. I mean, 5 on each side. So, again, Cavaliers wouldn't be eligible. The NBA champion Boston Celtics not eligible for a modern era run. Yeah, I don't know how the overall works in this game. It's very awkward. The Los Angeles Clippers made the playoffs last year, so again, they would not be eligible. God, that's James Harden's at a rough 35, isn't he? Damn. The Memphis Grizzlies did not make the playoffs, and as a result, would be the first team on the wheel. Neither of us have controlled the Grizzlies, unless I am mistaken, but I am like 99% confident. Yeah, I mean, decent starting team. Decent starting team if one of us were to end up with them, that's for sure. The Atlanta Hawks did make the playoffs last year. At least they were the last team in the play-in round, so they would be ineligible as well. The Miami Heat also made the playoffs. They would be ineligible. Butler and Bam. The Charlotte Hornets would be eligible in this timeline. Lonzo Ball, Brandon Miller-led Hornets. I hope the Hornets finally do something. Gotta be honest. Gotta be honest. Do it for Muggsy Bogues. The Utah Jazz did not make the playoffs last year, and as a result would be on the wheel this time out. Not a great starting roster. Some teardown potential. The Sacramento Kings did make the play-in round last year, so they would be ineligible, which is a shame because of DeMar. It's all you need to win a title is DeMar DeRozan. The New York Knicks, of course, made the playoffs last year. They didn't do anything, but they made the playoffs. Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle at the top. The Los Angeles Lakers made the playoffs last year, so they would be ineligible. The Orlando Magic. Still can't believe they made the playoffs last year, by the way. Crazy. Maybe not crazy. I mean, they do have, good young talent there, but, you just see the Magic and you're like, yeah, they're not going to have any success, are they? The Dallas Mavericks. Not only, of course, did they make the playoffs last year, they are ineligible anyway because Chat once controlled them and won a title with them throughout the eras. So no World B. Flat and Luka Doncic for you. The Brooklyn Nets made the... They didn't, actually. They were the last team out. That's right. They didn't make the playoffs. So the Nets would be eligible. They'd be the fourth team on the wheel. They're a team. They are a team. Now, there's a bad logo. Yeah. The Denver Nuggets. Not eligible. Can you believe it? For a variety of reasons. Fucking A. The Indiana Pacers ineligible as they made the playoffs last year. So Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam. Obi Toppin. The Nolans Pelicans are ineligible. They made the playoffs last year. Zion, no Dejounte Murray. The Detroit Pistons, ineligible because I ended up with them last year or last era. So the Pistons, ineligible, even though they finished dead last in the Eastern Conference last season. The Toronto Raptors, ineligible because Chat won with them 2 eras ago, even though they missed the playoffs last year. So another ineligible franchise. The Houston Rockets, ineligible, even though they missed the playoffs last year because once upon a time, I was in control of them and did not win anything. The San Antonio Spurs are eligible. Did not make the playoffs. God damn. Like, literally, if chat ends up with the Spurs, it's just going to be Jokic 2.0. It's so fucking stupid. But Chris Paul is there, so. The Phoenix Suns ineligible as they made the playoffs last season. The Oklahoma City Thunder ineligible. They made the playoffs last year. The Minnesota Timberwolves ineligible. They made the playoffs last year, and of course I controlled them in a previous era. The Portland Trailblazers are eligible. Dead last in the West last year, and neither of us have controlled them throughout the eras. The Golden State Warriors, ineligible. They snuck into the playoffs last year, at least in the play-in round. So, ineligible there. And, of course, the Washington Wizards, ineligible. Even though they missed the playoffs last season in real life, I controlled them in a previous era. So that would mean that we have 6 teams on the wheel. Memphis, Charlotte, Utah, Brooklyn, San Antonio, and Portland. And again, because chat won the prior era, they get to choose what team they'd want. The fucking Spurs. We're not doing it. I'm not losing to Jokic 2.0. Are you fucking kidding me? The Spurs would be on the list, and the Hornets would be on the list. Jesus Christ. It's over before it even starts. Would chat want the Spurs or would they want the Hornets? Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. We don't even have to do this era. We don't even have to. It's over. I fucking waved the white flag before it even starts. It's fucking done. Chat gets fucking Jokic and Wembanyama in back-to-back eras, and I'm expected to be able to fucking do something? Jesus Christ. Sweet Christ. No, so see, chat won't even do that. Oh, Chris Paul wants a farewell tour. Well, that'll be your first decision, chat, is if you want Chris Paul to get a farewell tour. The funny thing is, chat's so fucking ruthless, they don't even want to be like, nah, man, let's give Toogie the easy team and see if we can still beat him. Because they know they wouldn't. That's why I didn't end up with Denver, and that's why I'm not going to end up with San Antonio. Chat's Spurs against my Hornets. Ridiculous. I wanted you to end up with San Antonio. I'm sure you did. So the first step, we give him a farewell tour. Can we still trade him? I don't know. Do you give Chris Paul his farewell tour? That's the question. Do you give Chris Paul his farewell tour? I'd rather have the Spurs just so chat us to try. Well, that's not how chat voted. Because chat's scared. Because they know that the vast majority of these eras have been incredibly close. And they don't have the talent. They don't have the talent to try and come back from a gigantic disadvantage like I just tried to. They don't have the jam. That's a fact, and they know it. You don't have the jam. Farewell tours escorted a walk to the Uber. Look, it's not the Florida Panthers 5 years ago, all right? All right, chat does vote for the Chris Paul farewell tour. So to take a look at the current scenarios, although really quickly we would have certain settings. Fucking colorful logos. How the fuck is that a setting? That was colorful logo was setting. Team settings, prospect scouting, automatic, staff management, automatic. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. Cool. I just hit no. Son of bitch. Let's go bada bing, bada boom, bada bang again. That time it saves. What a pain in the ass. So, my Hornets. I mean, at least LaMelo Ball is there. Not much going on behind. I mean, Nick Smith Jr.'s fine. Trey Mann's fine at guard. Like, yeah, it's a younger team. There's some okay pieces, obviously. It's a borderline playoff team, depending on what direction I wanted to take the team in. But they're not quite there yet, right? So when it comes to Chat's Spurs, I mean, yeah, you got Chris Paul at point guard, which is pretty rough. But I mean, Trey Jones and Blake Wesley are there. Decent enough shooting guards. I mean, yeah, you guys are just so much further ahead. Like, the team is relatively similar, but then you get to Victor Wembanyama. And I'm just dead in the water. That's all I can say. I'm just fucking dead in the water before it even starts. But you know what? For shits and gigs, before I wave the white flag and say, you know what? I don't even want to actually try. Is there anybody outside of Wembanyama that was on the untouchables list? I mean, you can make an argument to listen for pretty much anybody else aside from that. Let me know if you'd change anything. I'm intrigued enough to at least sim season 1. But again, the hunch is that I am absolutely screwed. Like, absolutely screwed. And that there's just pretty much no point on my part to try and even make anything happen in this era, because it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. There's no way. There's just no way. Like, I'm just dead. But theoretically, if we were to run with it, also with the mock draft. Actually, no, that's not even what I want. The big boards. Shout out to Cooper Flag. Main zone, West Coast. What's going on, buddy? How are you? How's the CFB treating you? Hopefully well. The great white hope, Cooper Flag. A white boy from Maine that can play basketball. Imagine. Imagine. But if we take a look at the game plan, 10-man bench. Yeah, I guess 10's fine. And then for the Spurs, Pop's got you running 10 as well. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's just see. Theoretically, season 1 with our two teams in this era. You guys were to get the first offer. Just 25-year-old Keldon Johnson. He's a B-, so he's not going to get that much better. And Harrison Barnes is 32. Is Johnson your starting forward? He is. For Cole Anthony at point guard, which you don't need. And Jonathan Isaac, who you did just win a title with. But yeah, that'd be a no, clearly. I just want to see, like, okay, where are these two teams in relation to making the playoffs? And apparently that Spurs roster might be a little bit worse than expected. I could trade Josh Green for Jeremiah Robinson Earl. 24 being at 73, 23 C plus and 77. Ugh. Tony Reeves got a great potential. I don't think I need someone like Robinson Earl at all, though, right? I really don't. But like I said, I'm intrigued to see what happens in the first season sim here. Well, shit, there's your Chris Paul trade. I mean, granted, though, it's for 31-year-old Kyle Anderson, who's still got 3 years left on his deal, so that wouldn't be worth it at all. Just because at least, Chris Paul's gone at the end of the year. But, yeah, I wanted to see what the Spurs roster was going to look like. Because with Wembanyama, chat would be so far ahead this time. For me, 22-year-old center Mark Williams. And 25-year-old Grant Williams behind him. Wendell Carter Jr., 25, A-, and an 81. I mean, that's just not worth it. That is just very much not worth it at all. Fun fact, I guess the Hornets might end up being a smidge better, or at best it looks like we both might be around 500, which isn't particularly great. KJ Simpson, point guard of the Charlotte Hornets, cannot remain called up to the NBA as the NBA day is assigned to his 2-way contract of and he must return to the Swarm. How would you like to handle this?
I'm just trying to walk through this fucking grass.
Care. Imagine. It could be Yuha. Let me know if I'm wrong. Thank you for the follow, though. I mean, yeah, allow me to review. What we got going on? Only a C+ potential. Can I sign you for the rest of the season? There you go, KJ. And hey, we finally have the ability now to properly use the G League because it's fucked up for the prior eras, including the Curry era somehow. Don't know how the hell that's the case, but it is. It's like the youngest player on your team that it would make sense to send down. Honestly, probably Harrison Ingram or a City Sissoko. Yeah, basically, that'd just be the pretty obvious move. 12 and 10, 9 and 13. Oh, maybe we would be a little bit closer. A little bit closer than expected. Maybe we would be. There might actually be hope. This guy's got a D+. Jesus Christ. Yikes. Return to the G League, sir. My God. You guys would be Harrison Ingram. I am just intrigued to know if this would be worth running. Sign Ingram. Roster's full. Shitter's full. I mean, might as well just put him back on the Spurs then, right? David Duke Jr. That is a rough name there, pal. Whew. That is a rough name, sir. That is a rough time. That is a rough time. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I want to trade for Andre Drummond. Get out of here. Jesus Christ. Williams for... So, is there a chance... Is there a chance that the modern era would give me the best opportunity outside of course, losing a Game 7 in the finals? Is there a chance that the modern era could be the one that finally sees me actually win something? Yes, there is that chance. There is. I honestly think I'd take this deal, too. Actually, what's Maxi Kleber's deal? Ooh, that's a lot of salary. Never mind. However, am I prepared to be hurt again? I don't know. I do not know. I don't think I could deal with being hurt again. I've taken so much abuse in this timeline. Chat's gonna get a first-round pick for fucking Chris Paul, who's retiring. In fairness, it's actually a pick swap, so maybe not. I mean, Karlo Metkovic isn't bad, though, in terms of potential. I mean, you might as well, though, right? Because, I mean, you get a first-round pick out of it. There'd pretty much be no reason not to take that. Chat gets a fucking first-round pick for Chris Paul. It begins already. It begins already. Like, I'm not even committing to this era. And chat's getting first-round picks for Chris Paul. Oh, God. In fairness, the Spurs are worse than expected. Wembanyama's not that much of a mutant to, like, immediately have the Spurs be in the playoffs in season 1. But despite that, and the fact that the Hornets will have a better record, man, I don't know. I don't know. Also, a severe lack of trades throughout the month of January. And a freeze? Or is it just taking forever to load? It's just taking forever to load. Interesting. Hello? Am I back on a fucking PS2? What the hell is going on? Oh my God, everyone's just trying to steal Mark Williams from me, and I hate it. I hate it. The AI is immediately like, nope, streamer can't have nice things. Can't do it. Apparently I'm 4th in the East. How the hell is that possible? How the hell is that possible? For you guys, Keldon Johnson and Charles Bassey. Keldon's 25, being an 80. Bassey's 24, C+ and 74. But I mean, Grayson Allen's almost 30. Tyus Jones almost 30. So that would obviously be a no. So Chad already has Wembanyama. They're going to have a top draft pick this year. I can already see how this is going to go. 23 being a 77. Nope, wouldn't take that. I'm getting like the worst trade offers I've ever seen. Except for this one, to potentially trade for Rudy Gobert so he can touch all my microphones. Oh, Miles Bridges and Cody Martin for one more year of Rudy Gobert. A situation where I already have Mark Williams, so I can't even take it. Can't even take it. I'm getting trolled with offers while chat's getting first rounders for Chris Paul. I'm going to make the playoffs and miss out on the better draft picks of this class. I see where this is going already. I'm going to be too good to be able to get what I need to get. While chat already has a superstar in the making, if not an outright superstar now, and they're going to get another one. I've seen this before. This is a fucking rerun. Oh, this is a rerun. Oh, God. Nick Richards at 27 for Paul Reed at 25. I mean, giving up a second-round pick to get a slightly younger center who's pretty much just about as good, that's honestly not that bad. Yeah, I'd take that at least. Hey, I got a trade offer that didn't totally suck. How do you like that? How do you like that? I got a trade offer that didn't totally suck. Oh, man. All right. Well, dude, why is the modern era so slow? That's why. Oh, good. Another potential first round pick. You guys would have to trade 25-year-old Keldon Johnson. You'd get Jordan Clarkson in the deal, though. I mean, if you didn't have faith in Keldon Johnson as the long-term forward, that wouldn't be the worst deal to take. To flip Jordan Clarkson and then have another first-round pick in the future. Shits and giggles chat, would you take this deal? Would you take this deal? Shits and giggles. You know what? This might be the last vote. This might be the last vote before I surrender. Who knows? Maybe we will be back on this, but I might have to surrender. I might have to. Like this pending ass kicking. I don't know if I have it in me. I don't know if I do. Oh, goodness. Well, it looks like it's going to be yet another first-round pick brought in for chat. Move on from Keldon Johnson. Get Jordan Clarkson to be able to flip. Get a first-rounder in the future. Involving Utah picks as well. Yeah, that would go through. Okay. All right, and that does bring us to trade deadline day. Chat's Spurs at 17-32. So in a prime position, end up as a lottery team. I'm looking like I'm going to be a goddamn playoff team, which is atrocious because we're definitely not going to be good enough to win. There'd be no reason for chat to nuke here because, I mean, you'd have time to get rid of the veterans and just, well, actually. Like, unless you didn't have faith in Trey Jones, move him out to make room for Blake Wesley. Probably have faith in Devin Vassell, but you could trade Jordan Clarkson. You got a lot of potential shooting guards in the mix. Move on from Harrison Barnes. Now, chat could probably justify a attack nuke early on, although it'd probably be a little bit too early. But and then for me, I'm just stuck. I'm stuck in my typical spot of too good to be great, too bad to be great, too good to be great, too great to be great, too bad to be good, and very, very assuredly in a situation to be sad is where I'm at. Honestly, there could be an argument of attack nuke from me. There could be an argument of attack nuke for me with some of these older guys. There could be. I don't even know what my draft pick situation is. I don't even know what it is. Because this team's clearly not good enough to win in the playoffs right now. I don't even have my own first round pick this year. Well, technically, they had a backup. Oh my God. Like, you can see how this era is gonna go. Chat's gonna win it. We're too good to end up with high draft picks. I don't even have my own pick otherwise. Meanwhile, chat has Wembanyama. They got a couple other solid younger players, and they're gonna have a top draft pick this year. Like, I'm boned already. It just started and I'm boned in terms of a race to the final. This is insane. This is insane. Like, I'm screwed. Give me a second. What's up, Nooch? How does it feel to be boned? Well, you see, I've been boned this entire time. And feels great. Feels great. Man, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We might be back on this tomorrow. Probably will be back on this tomorrow. We might have to give it a shot, but man, I don't I don't feel great about this. I really don't feel great about this particular era. I haven't felt great about the eras for a long time. Shout out to Prophecy for the 3 months. I appreciate it. God.